like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to McDonald's. I mean, what is going on, Candle Mafia? Welcome back to another Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, we got a bit of a move to the downside, but Bitcoin having quite the bounce here. Very interesting. We're going to talk about it. Pretty strong bounce from the low here. I want to talk about why we are seeing that push to the upside. Actually, a key level given in the premium Discord. I was actually shooting a tutorial, so I wasn't able to enter on the actual signal that we were looking for. But I want to talk about where we came down to and why we may have gotten the bounce we did. And is it going to be sustainable, or are we just likely to see another lower high and a continuation to the downside again? If you guys saw my market update earlier, you will be up to date with some of the levels we're going to talk about today. But I want to do an overall general kind of sentiment update, let you guys know what I'm thinking or expecting out of Bitcoin coming out into the next couple of days here. So shout out to the Candle Mafia. Go ahead and smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. And I'm not going to lie here, guys. I did think that it was Wednesday. I don't know why. I was like behind a day. So the giveaways are going to be tomorrow. And yeah, smash up that like button. If we get 550 likes, we'll go ahead and add some extra sauce to that giveaway. We put a poll yesterday on what you guys would have wanted for that extra little giveaway if we hit that 550 likes. I think 10 Chainlink was the winner there. So if we get 550, we will add some extra giveaways, guys. But before we jump into it, let's go ahead and shout out to the Mafia here. We got Gen Z in the chat, said liked. Shout out to Gen Z, always dropping his like right away. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Eddie in the chat, shouting out Golden, let's go. We got Jack in the chat, B-Rad Crypto, absolute OG of the Mafia. We got Keith. What is going on, Keith? Good to see you. We got Bala Baya. I never know how to say that. I'm going to call you Bala. But what is going on? Dropping that smash like emoji. We got, let's see, Tyler Durden. Show some love to our mods, guys. We got Bitcoin Henry. We got I'm My Hero in the chat. We got everybody in here. And it is Rob the Crypto Snob's birthday, guys. So don't forget to drop a happy birthday in the chat for him. And shout out to Frankie Candles for gifting 5 Frankie Candles memberships right off the bat here. But guys, let's go ahead and another 5. Let's go. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Phantom Hands are just gifting memberships. Shout out to Tony D. But guys, without further ado, I want to break down the charts. We do have a lot to look at here. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right on into it and check it out. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart. I know, shocking. Shout out to Jay Violet, wishing Rob a happy birthday. Let's go. But yeah, as we are taking a look here, guys, let me go ahead and hide these levels right here. But actually, let me pull up the live stream chart real quick. So obviously, as you guys know, there are actually a few different ranges that we have been looking at here. We had this local range that we were watching with some of these key levels. We actually, I didn't realize this. We actually talked about this on the live stream last night, which is the exact level that we are getting a bounce from, a pretty heavy bounce at that. Pretty interesting. This could turn out to be a pretty nice bullish hammer candle as we reclaim this local value area low. But we'll break into the lower time frames in a second. But yeah, we did have that SFP, which is wick, which is probably why we're getting that bounce. We also have that golden Golden Pocket 786. But real quick, guys, I just want to talk about the two ranges that we've kind of been looking at in the long term here. I'm going to pull up the daily time frame, zoom out just a little bit, because if you guys ever doubted the volume profiles, I'm going to go ahead and probably change your mind right now. So let me go ahead and grab this, drop it in the day trade range, bada boom, and let me go ahead and hide that and pull up our main volume profile, which is going to be sitting right here. Now, obviously, guys, this is a range that we have been looking at for quite some time. There's two major ranges we've been talking about on the live stream. It is this major range here, which is actually a previous value area, but when it pulled from the current, from February here all the way to about Monday, the 1st of July. So this is not fully extended to our current price action. As you guys know, we have been looking at the current range as well, as it's always good to kind of keep an updated volume profile running to the actual current price. But these previous volume profiles help us out a ton in predicting what price will likely to do next. That was the wrong one. And as you guys can see, obviously, it's the large range we've been stuck in for months, and very close to where we wound up getting that bounce from was the value area low of this macro range, guys, which was also a very key level of support. So very simply put, we did front run this value area high up here. We front ran this value area high like pretty good. It like wasn't by $1 or two. It was by over $1,000 here. So we did get that big front run, but the rejection that we got there was actually off of the current volume profile. Right, so we came up to that current profile when pulled to the current price action, and then we got that rejection. We also had the macro 786. If you guys saw that market update that I dropped earlier, you will know we talked about that 786. And if you guys have been watching the channel, since a while ago, right, as we were getting this drop to the downside, something we were looking at, guys, was the possibility of getting that retracement to come in here as we got the bounce to the upside, looking for potential lackluster pushes to the upside to put in a lower high before continuing down to much lower prices. Now, I am not necessarily calling for 51 to 52K, but we talked about this yesterday. If we do wind up getting the big move down, this 786 retracement / value area high confluence is a potentially likely place for that rejection to come in. Now, we are getting a strong bounce, which is nice to see, at least at the moment. Is this going to be sustainable? We don't actually know, but if we do, wind up breaking down further, it will make a lot of sense that we rejected that macro 786 Fibonacci level that we have been watching for quite some time, and it was that Fibonacci, that 786 retracement on top of the higher time frame money flow crossovers into the red. We now have a 3-day red dot printing, as well as the 2-day red dot, which is going to confirm here in a couple of hours. And this was, it's kind of weird, right? Because we kind of had a bearish day. We had the big drop to the downside, which is what we were looking for yesterday. Based off this 2-day red dot, you guys will know. You'd be like, oh my God, Frankie, you talked about this red dot 100 times. But this 2-day red dot was one of the main things that I was looking at, as well as the 4, 5, and 6 hour money flow starting to cross over into the red, indicating that that trend was likely to continue to the downside, right? So, as we see that start to happen, we do still have to kind of keep an open mind here, even though we are getting this strong bounce. If we do get a bigger drop to the downside, we can set our sights on those lower levels that I was talking about in the market update earlier, which does come in, right? If we do wind up coming back down and this SFP was just a little lackluster push up before continuation, I will just go ahead and point out here that we do have the value area low of the current range sitting at 61.6. And this is going to be a big level. To be honest with you guys, what I really would have, like I said, did I say this? I said it in the Discord. I don't know if I just said this, but I was filming a tutorial while we got this SFP, unfortunately. But really what I would have liked to see was an SFP into that macro value area low, or the current value area low of this range. But we just kind of like got a little wick below, and then we got the SFP to give us a move to the upside. But if that move continues down, 61.6 is going to still be a very key level of support. And then on top of that, if we bring up our range from the top of 2021, we've been talking about this for quite some time, ever since we first approached it. As we pull this range up, you guys can see that 61.6 is that key value area low, and then just underneath that, we do have this range POC sitting at about $60,000 even. So if we do wind up coming up here and we get stuck underneath this, because look how well this value area was respected, guys. We zoom in here a bit. We come up below the value area, and, we did deviate here for quite some time. We kind of created our own little upper range here. However, eventually we got a retracement back into the range, got stuck under the value area high, back to the POC, back to the value area low, deviation below the low, back to the POC and the high, and then we got that breakout once again. That is a deviation above the high. This is where you want to be looking for shorts. And then this is what we were talking about in the market update earlier, and then you get a move back down into the value area. You get stuck underneath, go to the POC, go to the value area low, deviate from the low, go back to the value area, above the value area low, flip it to support, back to the POC, back to the high, and you can look at this as just a deviation, just another deviation above the range. So right now, as we are approaching this key resistance level, this is going to be a key level of resistance to get above at 65.2, 65.3, because if we can't get above this and we get stuck underneath here, it is likely that that is going to play out very similar to all of, let me get rid of these lines here. It's likely to play out very similar to all the other times that we've gotten stuck underneath this range, getting the bigger moves to the downside, right? So this is going to be a key level to get above. And yeah, if we do continue down, that POC is sitting at $61,000, which is just underneath that macro value area, right? This current volume profile. These are the two levels that I was looking at on the market update. I believe I talked about the SFP as well. However, this POC and value area low is going to be absolutely key, right? It's the value area low of a local range and the POC of a larger range. So if we do wind up coming down, this is still going to be that next major level of support that I'm looking at. You also have the psychological level of $61,000 to kind of give you that extra confluence, right? I don't know if I would call that confluence, but it is nice to see that come in right on a psychological level. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, as I always say, if you're not looking for the scalps, if you're not looking for the, those super low time frame trades, really what I am looking at are the larger ranges, such as the volume profile from February to, June 1st, where we bounce off that value area low, as well as the current volume profile sitting right here where we got that SFP from the micro range low. And to be quite honest with you guys, I was talking to the premium Discord about this earlier. Let me go ahead and pull up High Block Capital here really, really quickly. To be quite honest, there is some liquidity. Let me see, where is it? Let me pull this up right here. $61,000. Like, we do have some liquidity down here, to be honest, but it is kind of like widespread and not very concentrated in one area. What I really like to see are these hot spikes of yellow liquidity to see price come up, sweep the liquidity, and then get the moves to the downside, right? Come up, sweep that liquidity, these hot yellow boxes, sweep it, and then get the bigger drop to the downside. This is kind of just a large, widespread area of liquidations, right? We don't really have those hot yellow boxes, unfortunately. So to be honest, that kind of made the SFP a little less kind of saucy in my opinion, but it did wind up playing out, right? And that's kind of all that matters. And now you guys can see kind of the next real significant area of liquidity that we have is either up at 70K, which is what we were talking about on the live streams earlier this week. We do have that liquidity sitting at about 70K, and then just way lower at about 51 to 52K. That's like the next place to the downside where we have like a significant amount of liquidity. So and actually, let me pull up a higher time frame here real quick. Let me see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me see. What is this? 3 month. Okay, so let's take a look at this 3 month real quick. Yeah, I mean, you guys can see, right? That next like real big area liquidity to the downside is really 51 to 52, but there's definitely more liquidity above us. So it doesn't guarantee we get up there. And to be quite honest, guys, as far as market cipher goes, I know this was a very strong bounce and it could potentially continue. And like I said, if we do continue up, what I will be looking at is going to be this local range here, right? Like we can get above, this is key resistance until proven otherwise, right? So we can get above this value area low. We could look for that move to about 67K. And then there is a lot of resistance up here, guys. So that's going to be an absolutely pinnacle level of resistance to get above if we want to see a bigger move. But to be quite honest, if I were to take a long here, I would probably just be looking at this as a scalp up to the POC and then back up to the value area high. We did get some kind of weird wonked out bearish divergences, but for the most part, guys, money flow in the red on the 5 hour and on the 6 hour. It's coming out on the 8 hour as well. 8 hour green dot also looking to print. So maybe we can get something like this where you get a little bit of noise and then another dump. But yeah, money flow still kind of looking suspicious here on the lower time frames. But yeah, really the key levels all remain the same, especially in the grand scheme of things, really just looking at this main range. If we slip this, I will simply turn off this range and look at the current range, which they are the same range, except just to be clear, this one is not completed to the full price action, right? So this is pulled to Sunday, June 30th, right? So instead of pulling it all the way here, you can see that will move the level down. I simply just stop the profile here, and we do this all the time. These previous value areas are extremely, extremely helpful to predict where price is likely to go next, and you guys can see we did get that bounce right from that value area low. So these value areas prove to endlessly be overpowered. It is absolutely insane, but yeah, there you go. And then obviously, you know, kind of what likely gave us this strong move to the downside here, guys, is the swing failure of this wick right here, which is what we were looking at on yesterday's live stream, pulling up high ball capital and seeing that liquidity sitting just below 62K. To be honest, or just below 62.3, to be quite honest, it wasn't really that significant, which I'm not surprised, but it is interesting that it gave us that strong of a move to the upside. But very simply put, had that level there, and we did get that beautiful SFP, and that's what gave us that move back up. So as long as we could continue to hold above 63.3, we could potentially continue that move up to this $67,000 macro POC, which has many, 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 many confluences. This is an extremely key level to break if we want to go up to higher prices and clear out that liquidity between $70,000 and about $71,000. Because we know, as we've been looking at, we do have that liquidity sitting basically right above these highs all the way up into this value area high. And oftentimes when you front run a value area high like this, you do at some point come up to tap it. So I'll have to see what happens. I will say, you know, without this big bounce to the upside, you know, money flow still looks pretty kind of nasty on the medium hourly time frames. But I'm going to see if these medium hourly green dots can bring us up. But remember, the green dots indicate, or the green and red dots indicate the noise in the market. The money flow indicates the overall trend. Very important to decipher here. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Hey, shout out to Crypto Zero. Said, hey, Frankie, what is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. Let's see. Let's see. Shout out to DMB Smurf. Said, I sniped a scalp long with blowfin trailing stop. Shout out to DMB Smurf. Congratulations, bro. We're gonna throw some. I don't want to throw the 20s for you, bro. We'll throw the 100s for you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Blowfin. If you guys are looking for a place to trade in the U.S., you could go ahead and check out Blowfin. It is. I am trading more and more on Blowfin as the exchanges available in the U.S. are dwindling and dwindling. But if you guys are interested, you can check the link in the description. Shout out to Ken. Said, can you do the Solana chart, please? Yes. So if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Sample, count out the votes and let us know what we're looking at. We will check out XRP. Shout out to MH. And shout out to who said it? I just missed it. Let's see. I just missed it. Come on, where is it? I lost it. It's gone forever. But anyway, just need a massive green candle to burn the shorts, and we're off. Shout out to Elite Ways. How do you know where to pull the volume profiles? Shout out to Juice Jones. I do have some tutorials on the channel. If one of the mods can drop that video, I do have some videos on the channel showing you how to use the volume profiles. But to be honest, I simply pull it on ranging price action, right? And like I said, a lot of times I am looking at multiple different ranges, right? So this one I pulled from this candle here all the way to this candle here, this one's really just pulled between Wednesday the 28th of February and Monday the 1st of July. And this is on the daily time frame. That's why that date changes. But if you might be thinking to yourself, well, what happens like if I pull this way, the levels move slightly. And that is absolutely true, right? But in that case, I simply just look at both profiles, right? Because you don't know if this is going to hold or if that other profile is going to hold. So I'll just kind of put it in a folder like this. Look at that main range because this one had been respected for quite some time. But I always do like to look at the current volume profile as well, which is this range, which moves those levels slightly. And you can see, although on the first range, we front ran the value area high, on the current volume profile, when the range is pulled to the current price action, right, you see that we did tap that value area high perfectly. So I kind of toggle these on and off to keep an eye on all the levels, right? There really is no wrong way to pull this just because these levels are derived from volume, right? It's basically just analyzing the candlesticks, calculating all the volume and giving you that profile based off the actual trading volume, right? So it's not like we're just drawing a trend line and one of those levels isn't going to work. These are actually based off, trading data, right? So there really is no way to, I do this all the time in the live stream. If I were to take a fixed range volume profile, not that this is how I would recommend using it, I could just pull it randomly, and it is still just taking all these candles and calculating the data, right? So all these levels are likely to continually to get respected, right? Even if it's not pulled on a range. So, most of the way I use this is just pulling it on ranging price action, right? I see a little range there. I could pull it there. Or what I also will like to do sometimes is I will pull it. Let's say I was looking for a long position down here. What I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll turn on the, I'll make the value area 100%, right? So I get the full profile, and I'll pull it from the high all the way to the low. And then what I can do there is I can, I can basically analyze. This is kind of a bad because this is just a giant wick. Let me do this on a different. Let me do this on a different downtrend. Or I'll just do it in a short example, right? So if I were looking, I'll analyze an actual trend, right? So I'll pull from the high of a move all the way to a low, right? And then these are like really, it's because I'm on the daily here. Let me come down to a lower time frame. Bada boom. Zoom in a bit. Reset this. So I will pull from like a high to a low, and then what I'll do is this can help you identify where you might want to take profits, right? So everyone always asks me, how do I know where to take profits? How do I know where to take profits? This is one of the 550 trillion ways you can take profits. But let's say I was looking for a long position here, just for whatever arbitrary reason. Coincidentally, I am actually still long from here, but if we do wind up looking at this, right? If you did take a long position here, you can kind of look at these high volume nodes to potentially figure out where you might want to take profits, right? Now, obviously, this just yeeted all the way to the upside, but in this case, I would have been looking to take profit at the POC, and you could see that was a sticking point for price. And then you have another high volume node here, and the value area high here as well. Again, not the best example, just kind of a bad pick of a spot to pull that on. But there's a million different ways you could use these volume profiles. But for me, I'm always pulling them on sideways price action. It's actually exactly how I was able to catch this long position from back all the way in January. Yes, I am still holding this. Let me go ahead and pull up the 70% value area. There we go. And very simply put, when we deviate above these levels, we look for shorts. When we deviate below them, we look for longs. And this is where we found the long entry, and then bada boom, came up to the high, and then we were off to the races and literally sniped the bottom of that move just using the volume profiles. So super, super helpful tool. And we talk about them every single day. It's like one of my main tools that I use for my analysis. So, all right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Real quick, guys, I just saw who wants to handle alts? Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on here. First off, guys, I want to take a look at Ethereum. As you guys, let's take a look here. So there we go, right? Ethereum, as you guys know, on yesterday's live stream, we were looking at some key levels. Number one, that first key level was sitting right here at the value area low, spider line confluence, and we were talking about if we lost that level, that next key level to be looking at is going to be that golden pocket daily naked point of control. Where are we getting the bounce right now from? Right here at that daily naked point of control / golden pocket. That is why you don't want to miss these live streams, guys. Obviously, I don't give full trade setups in the live stream. I keep that for the premium Discord, but we do give some really key levels. This daily naked point of control golden pocket, as well as that SFP level that we're bouncing on from on Bitcoin, all given on yesterday's live stream. But there you go, right? What happened here? We lost that spider line value area low. The if this then that was to look to come down to the golden pocket daily naked point of control, and that is where we're getting the bounce. In my opinion, right, if you were looking for a long here, we are looking for a 5-hour green dot. 4-hour green dot is also printing. Check that 15-minute money flow. 15-minute money flow just crossed over into the green. So we may be able to continue up here just a little bit, guys. But we do have some work ahead of us, right? In my opinion, right, the best long entry obviously would have been down here on the SFP of that wick. However, we really got to get back above that spider line. And to be honest, really want to get above, I would say this spider line, right? If we can creep back up on that spider line, get back into the range, we may be able to get a continuation up back towards that golden pocket POC confluence up here, closer to $3,500, right? But we have to get back above these levels. And I mean, look at the money flow, right? Money flow coming out on the 10-hour, money flow coming out on the 8-hour, crossing over into the red. What does this indicate, guys? This more often indicates a lackluster push to the upside to put in a lower high and then continue your move down. right? This is not necessarily what you want to see unless we're going to fake out back into the green really quickly. This is not necessarily what you want to see for a big move up, right? You would literally want to see the opposite of this like we had back here, right? Money flow was starting to come up, crossed into the green, big move to the upside. Money flow crosses over into the green, big move to the upside. Money flow crosses over into the red, big trend to the downside, right? Money flow indicates the longer term trend. We are not using this as an entry trigger. Sometimes we do, depending on the strategy. But yeah, I will say, like, this 8 hour is not looking, it looks like it's probably going to be a lackluster move to the upside before a bigger move down. Doesn't mean we can't just blast off to higher prices, right? Anything can happen, but more often than not, the statistics are going to be on your side for a continuation down there just based off money flow. So there you go. Was this a... Yeah, you did have a nice 4 hour bearish divergence here, though. So I would be careful. I mean, this is interesting. This is a strong bounce. But there you go, right? If we continue up right here, 32.25, I would say, get above that spider line, then you can look for the bigger move up. And you probably also want to get above these Fibonacci levels as well, which are going to come in somewhat near that, right? So get above here. I mean, really, you would want to crack 33.28 to see that real continuation to the upside. So get above the spider line is step one. Get above the golden pocket, 786. Hold that. Then I think maybe you can get to that POC. And then if you get the bigger drop to the downside, next level, which we talked about yesterday as well, it's going to be that 786 daily naked point of control, sitting closer to about 29.30. So there you go. BTC pamping. Let's go, baby. Let's go. She going to get to that POC? She going to get to that POC? Not this POC. Well, I guess it's pretty close to the POC I'm talking about, but I am talking about this POC. There you go, right? Are we going to go from the value area low to the POC and then the value area high? We'll have to see. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Thank you for those super chats. Thank you for those altcoins. Let's see here. Pin that message. Bada boom. There we go. All right, let's see. Is Bitcoin going to dump? Shout out to, okay, wow. Wow, pretty close poll there. About half. 44% of people think 51K is incoming, and then 56% people say, no, this is the bounce. No, this bounce will carry us. We will have to see. If we can get that money flow, we really need this money flow to fake out, right? We need this to come right back into the green if we are going to get that bigger move. And it is, we did get some kind of bullish divergences down here. Not the prettiest, to be quite honest. Maybe you can continue up. But there you go. Bullish divergence. As you deviate below that volume profile with the added kind of confluence here of that SFP, right? So oftentimes we talk about this a lot. If you could get if you can get that bearish divergence on top of an SFP confirmation, right? Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves with an SFP entry trigger, sometimes you can get a big move. But again, money flow is not pointing towards this, right? Doesn't mean the money flow can't fake out, but, you know, really this money flow would indicate a continuation to the downside, even if it does give us a lackluster pump. So we really got to be careful. That $67,000 level really is going to be key, as we do have a lot of levels sitting up in there. So just be aware of that. So there you go. We took a look at Bitcoin. We took a look at, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, says, Frankie, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I didn't see. Still rather have okay. Shout out to Rob. Said he'd rather have plastic boobs than plastic straws. Man, those paper straws really are annoying, though, aren't they? We don't have them down here. We used to have them in New York, though, because it's close to the water. But let's see. Shout out to Elite Ways. That I clicked the wrong thing. I wanted to click pump. Shout out to Elite Ways. We'll change your vote for you, brother. Yo, shout out to Wick. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to You Grow, I Grow, said, Frankie, giving us the path to success. I mean, I will say, thank you for saying that. That's very kind of you. But I will say, hey, I'm just giving the levels, right? I mean, I'm just giving the TA. I'm giving the information. You have to do the hard part and take those trades. Have the confidence to hold them, trust the TA, and also the wherewithal to take your profit when you're in the green. Because if you don't, you're very likely going to quickly become in the red, right? So there you go. Bitcoin pushing a little bit through. Ooh, baby, I'm not going to lie, guys. Money flow is not necessarily pointing to higher prices, but I will say this bounce does look strong, especially with the SFP and the fact that we are now back inside this volume profile. I really don't hate this, right? Now, I was talking, I just put a last minute trade setup in the premium Discord, there are two ways to trade these volume profiles, guys. Oftentimes, what I prefer to do is wait for the bigger drops down and catch something like an SFP, right, which we did have right here. I like to wait for those, very simply put. You go to the high, this is where you're looking for shorts. You go to the low, you look for longs. High, shorts, low, longs, right? Now, the way I trade these, right, because for anybody who might be new here, I don't know, like we probably don't have a lot of new people here right now, but just judging off the numbers, but basically, I apologize for this being repetitive to some people, but I don't think there's really I am happy to repeat this over and over to help people understand. This inside a value area, the reason these are so important, right? These value areas, between the value area high and the low, this is the fair price for Bitcoin, right? You can think of this as just the fair value. When you come below, everyone says, hey, this is too cheap. Let's buy it back into the fair value. When it comes to the high, you're like, this is expensive. Bring it back into the fair value. This is cheap. Bring it back to the fair value. This is expensive. Bring it back to the fair value. This is cheap. Bring it back to the fair value. The price is always hunting fair value. We talked about this yesterday, but when I come down here, I am either, what I like to do is I like to catch the SFPs or, any entry trigger that I can get below the actual value area. This is kind of the best entry. You're going to get a bigger gain there by entering your trade there. But, the more conservative entry for something like that is going to be to wait to either get to the value area low or wait to come in and then retest the value area low as support. That way, here's the hard thing. We talk about this all the time. I talk about it a lot in the premium Discord, but the reason for that, right? The reason I do prefer entering here because you get a bigger gain, right? If you do go up to the POC and value area high, very simple kind of thought process there. But, you get a better entry, right? But your first take profit, right, or you're kind of longing here, and then you're coming right into resistance. And then at that point, you have to think to yourself, do I want to take a TP1 or do I want to wait to get into the value area to get the bigger move and then TP1 at the POC? Because normally, if you're long from the value area low, TP1's the POC, TP2's the value area high, for me personally, right? Assuming that the POC is somewhere in the middle of the range. So I do like to catch the entries below the value area, but the more conservative way to do this, in case you think something like this is going to happen, the more conservative kind of trade is to wait to come into the value area, retest the value area low, and then look for an entry as you are kind of holding support above the value area low. And then that trade would, look to go to the POC and the value area high. Yeah, we'll have to see. Can we fill the rest of that range? I don't think we'll do it on the live stream, but this is what I'm watching locally, right? Now, in my opinion, probably too late for an entry at the value area low. Definitely too late to, take the setup from down here. If you're looking to long an SFP, you want to get in on that wick. So for me, if I were looking for a long, I already did aggressively enter one, but that is too late, right? Price has already moved from where I entered. But if we did come back down to that value area low, and maybe test some other Fibonacci levels or something, you can look to get that higher low to continue to the upside. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, these medium hourly time frame money flows really got to either skirt back up into the green, or it is likely to be something like that for that bigger move to the downside. And if you guys missed the lower levels of support in case we do get something like that, just scrub to the beginning of the stream or just check out the market update that I uploaded earlier where we go over all of this. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out here. It's not what I wanted to see. Okay. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's check out the first altcoin. We took a look at ETH. Let's go ahead and check out Solana. We've been taking a look at Solana for quite a lot here. And what did we say, guys? What did we say? Let's see. Shout out to Lord Drake. Said, hey, Frankie, happy to catch you live. Great shows, full of energy. Thank you. Please look at Pepe USDT perps on MEXC. Think Head and Shoulders on the 4-hour, also value area low, and the 0.5 fib. Shout out to Lord Drake. I will go ahead and try to take a look at Pepe for you if my chair stops sinking. Oh no, is Golden here? Golden, are you here? My chair's not sinking. It's not happening, I promise. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay, so on Solana, guys, what are we seeing? What are we seeing here? Very simply put, we have the local volume profile. Bada boom, bada bing, right? Coming from over here. We got the move up. We had turbulence. These levels were getting respected. And then on this big drop to the downside, as we were looking at this yesterday, let me see here. Yesterday was the 31st at about right here, price was entering this value area. And what were we saying about Solana? Hey, if we get stuck underneath this value area, we're probably going to go to the POC, and then we're probably going to go to the value area low. This is that oversold asset, right? The cheap Solana. And this is where you want to look for the move back into the range, back to the POC, and potentially back to the value area high. So we could continue this push to the upside on Solana. We could potentially be seeing this value area high. Weekly naked point of control, which is now tapped, sitting at about $174. And then if we can get above all those levels, maybe we can make a move for that value area high daily naked point of control at 196 and 201, right? That's kind of the next stop for Solana, in my opinion. If we can continue that pump, right? You did get a little exaggerated bull div here on the 90-minute. 4-hour money flow still crossing over into the red, right? Like these pumps it's either going to rip or it's probably, based off money flow to indicate lackluster pump, lower high, rejection back to lower prices. And that's just what the charts say, right? That's just what Market Cypher B says. I didn't make this up. I'm just bringing to you guys what's on the chart. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Michael S. said Blowfin is not the only option. And actually, shout out to Blowfin is not the only option. You are absolutely correct. We actually found out we met with one of the people from FEMAX at Bitcoin Nashville. We went out to dinner with them, and turns out, we thought that they locked everybody out of FEMAX. Turns out that was like a mistake. They apparently it was like I don't know, an email went out. It wasn't supposed to go out or something like that. I don't even know. But it turns out you can still use FEMAX. I thought that if you didn't already have an account, you couldn't sign up. But turns out you can. So yeah, FEMAX and Blowfin are the two main exchanges that I trade on. We have links to both of them in the description down below, and I just filmed a tutorial on one of my favorite features on FEMAX. And if you're a new trader and you want to learn how to do this and make money trading Bitcoin every single day, whether the price goes up or down, you're gonna really like this tutorial because I show you how you can learn how to leverage trade and actually trade on a platform with absolutely zero risk. Before you load up a real account. I'll just say that. But there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you. Says, to help with a new chair, which I thought you already bought. Love to you and Tony. Y'all are amazing. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you so much for that super chat and the kind words. No, we did have a new chair the other day. I got ripped off. I bought a new chair online. I thought it was a McLaren chair. But then when I opened it up, I actually found out after a while, the McLaren symbol just fell off. And I was like, is this fake? And yeah, it turns out that it was just a piece of paper. They tricked me. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. So if Solana does continue to the upside, next key levels, in my opinion, 173, 174 are going to be like the next significant levels of resistance, in my own personal opinion. Pull from the high all the way to the low here. So yeah, I would be looking at this local range. If we can break out, watch this golden pocket 786 sitting at 181 and 186. Once you get above that 186 level, I'd be looking up towards the value area high, closer to $200. All right. Oh, no, Golden is here. Shout out to Golden. Says, Frankie, duct tape isn't going to fix your chair. Get a new one. Shout out to Golden. I got scammed, bro. I thought I bought a McLaren chair, and they just sent me, I don't know how they got my chair. It was the same chair with a McLaren thing stuck on it. Shout out to Golden, bro. Let's see here. Golden, I did see your DMs. I will answer you, bro. I saw the thing pop up. I will answer you. Don't worry. Let's see. Bada boom. Okay, let's continue on here. Okay, let's take a look at Ondo, or Ondo, as some people call it. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, well. Would you look at Ondo? Well, here we are, and shout out to All Set. Thank you for the super chat. Says, no way the Mafia boss needs a lazy boy from Costco, 100%. Shout out to All Set. That would be hilarious if I just showed up here, just like lounged back, just like, yeah, guys, we're up 15%. Let's go. That'd be fire. I would absolutely love that. Let's see. We need a mod in here. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Retro Mike Tech calling Caspa trash. Let's go. But anyway, guys, taking a look at Ondo here. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at Ondo. I don't know why I wouldn't be honest about this. I have not looked at Ondo yet today. But what have we been looking at on Ondo on the live streams, guys? Next key level of support was down here with this blue box, which was the 786 retracement of this entire move up, right? So you pull from the low to the high, and then on the way down, golden pocket acted as support, lost it, got back above it. We actually already tapped the 786 once, so I'll be honest with you. Yeah, nice to see a bounce off here because it's not just the 786, right? It is the 786 value area high confluence. And, you know, we talked about this yesterday. Shout out to Creighton C with the auction market theory, right? The idea that price is always hunting out fair value, right? You have fair value here, you have fair value here, you have fair value here. In between, right, you also could argue you have fair value here, but for the most part, right, price range is 80% of the time. Range, impulse, right? Or imbalance, right? Or trend, right? So when price gets imbalanced, right, when the sellers overpower the buyers and you get the big move to the downside, price is always going to seek out that next area of balance, oftentimes a previous area of balance, which is what happened in this case, and that value area high of that previous range to the downside, right, when you get a move down, you have a value area high below you, a previous value area high. That value area high is going to be support until you break down below it, right? So this could be support, but if we come back down and lose this, we can now get accepted into this range and look to go to the POC and the value area low. But, you know, as we would expect, this 786 value area high at the moment is acting as support because that's what you would expect until proven otherwise. So there you go. Oh, did I pull the hang on. Let me just pull up the so as I was talking about before, guys, I was shooting a tutorial here when we got the SFP, which is it's a little bit annoying, but I did take this on the small Blowfin account that I am trying to grow here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me pull up OBS real quick. Can you guys see the position? No, you can't. There it is. So there you go. It's a $30,000 position, up 10%, about $250. So not too bad for a little scalp long here. Would have been much nicer to catch that SFP, but hashtag tutorials. Can't hate on it, though. Can't be that frustrated. Miss a trade, but I get to make tutorials, trading tutorials. Can't really complain about that. But I am in that position. I forgot to show that. There you go. And on Blowfin, right? And Blowfin, I believe, Blowfin is like fully available in the U.S., I believe. So if you're looking for a place, they're definitely there. We also met the people from Blowfin too, which is really nice to put faces to names, right? You're not working with some like shadow figures. It's nice to actually meet the physical people where you're trading and moving around money. So there. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Nordic. What is going on, bro? Thank you for that super chat. Said Frankie, can you please check out Algo for the Mafia? Yeah, we can try to take a look at Algo. No problem. Let me see here. We got Algo. Let me see. Algo. What else did we have? Pepe. And I'm going to continue on this list, and then I will jump into those. Just a quick reminder, I will try to take a look at those, but super chats do not guarantee that we look at your altcoin. People get upset sometimes, but I always like to be as transparent as possible. Shout out to No Assumptions. I love that you said that. Shout out to No Assumptions. I said, Frankie, that's a bad trading habit. Don't tell me you FOMO'd. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The purpose behind this trade was simply the fact that we were reclaiming this value area low, right? This was not a random FOMO. Oh, my God, we're pumping enter. Not at all, right? It was the move above the value area low. Once we stuck that value area low, the reason that this was not FOMO, right, is like I said, typically, these are where I get my entries. Oftentimes, when I show my trades, I'll show where the entry is, and it is typically like sniping on the outside of the value area. I like to enter before we get back in, right? Because that's where you get the best entry. So again, there's two ways to enter these value area trades. Number one, the best entry, in my opinion, for this particular trade would have been the SFP right here. And then the thought process or the trading idea here would be to ride this up to the value area low, where you could maybe take partial profits, move your stop loss into profit, and then you would go for once you stick that value area low, you go to the POC value area high. But the second way to enter this trade would simply be to wait to get back inside the value area, right? So right here, that would be your other entry, right? So this is where my entry is, because like I said, I was making that tutorial on the SFP, so I did not enter there, unfortunately. So what did I do? I waited until we got back inside the value area. I also notified the premium Discord, like almost just in time. But wait till get back inside the value area, and I just took an aggressive entry as we came up here, right? And now the idea is now I have an invalidation for the trade. If we start breaking back below this value area, right, it may be an invalidation that we're going to continue lower. But this is actually the safer entry, right? Because like I said, if you enter down here, you're kind of just entering and straight into resistance, right? And if you're going to do something like this where you bounce into the value area and then lose it, it could become a very dangerous trade, right? You could enter here, bing bong, right? And then you're instantly stopped out when you would have expected something like that. So to be a little bit more conservative, you can wait to get back into the range, flip that value area low to support, and then enter your trade. So I am not in, unfortunately, as much as I would love it, I'm not in the SFP. I am in the reclaim trade right here. So there you go. So yeah, not FOMO. There is almost no situation anymore where I just FOMO enter a trade. Thank God. I've done it enough and wrecked myself enough where I don't have to do it anymore. I've learned my lesson FOMOing in and trying to FOMO into breakouts. I've blown up anybody. I've probably blown up more accounts than literally anybody in this chat. I would be shocked if I met someone who's blown up more accounts than me. That's not true. I'm sure people blow up way more accounts than I do. But trust me, if you have any kind of responsibility, I'm sure I've blown up more accounts than you because I would not be able to do what I do now if I had not touched the hot stove 10 times. And I talk about that in the tutorial that I filmed today, which I think we're actually going to release next week. But it's going to be a saucy one. All right, let's go ahead and see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Mark Dutch, said the richest company in the world is bigger than the current S&P. Oh, boy. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Solana. Let's go back to Ondo real quick. Shout out to, I forgot who asked this, but I'm really happy that you brought that up because I did just briefly explain the different types of entry methods for the value area, and I was taking option 2. So hopefully that clears things up. Never FOMO into your trades, and I love that you said that because that is how you should be thinking. No, don't FOMO into the trades. Absolutely. You are on the right track. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and check out. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Said crypto is effing dead. Toast. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Are you about to dump the market? Diglets, are you about to dump like a ton of Bitcoin right now or something? Are you trying to tell us something, Diglets? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, let me know in the chat. Crypto is, you're dead meat, kid. Crypto is dead toast. Let's go. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Let's see. Thank you to Golden for making us all green. Shout out to Mikey. Let's go. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Send it to 0, baby. It's actually funny. We were calling it all a scam yesterday. So dead. Shout out to Jose. All right, let's go back to Ondo real quick. And take a look at what we got going on. That is not the Ondo chart we wanted. We wanted the Coinbase chart. So, yeah, getting the bounce off this key level, right? Again, do not miss these live streams. We do give these levels. I don't give the exact trade setups, but we do in the Discord. Let me see. Let me pull up my face cam real quick because I don't want to leak anything secret here or anything that, it wouldn't be fair to leak things that others are paying for. I want to be fair here. But there you go, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Don't share the setups really on the Discord, on the live stream, but we do give the key levels where you can make your own decisions, but we do share the spoon-fed setups here in the Discord, as you can see. But don't just make it up. It's actually in there. So there you go. And if you guys are interested, don't forget about the dining room. Bada boom, bada. Unbelievable. Get him out of here. Fire him. Where's Dave Digital? Somebody get Dave Digital in here and call the cops on Tony. Somebody call the police on Tony. You're fired. He's out of here. Dave! Tony D, I'm telling Mrs. Candles, bro. I'm telling Mrs. Candles. Somebody get Dave and call the cops on Tony. You just embarrassed me in front of the internet, man. Unbelievable. Supposed to be my friend. It's crazy. But yeah, if you guys want to check out the dining room and check out some of these free trade setups that we have, this one actually just got front ran by a couple of dollars, this little short zone. But yeah, we share this once a week. You get a premium trade post. It's either a setup or just premium TA. Oftentimes, if I scroll up here, very often they are trade setups. So if you want to get some free trade setups and you're already signed up with our affiliate links, come on over to Unlock Access. And Tony D did fix this bot where if you're signed up with our FeeMex, Blowfin, Mexi, or BingX code, you can just click on in here and enter your user ID and you get access to all these channels. We are working to add more value to some of these channels, but the premium TA post is once a week, and that will continuously be a thing until we're going to update some of these other channels to make them more valuable. But it's 100% free, so you guys can get in there if you're interested, you're trading, you're looking for some extra help, and you're maybe looking to get into the premium Discord, but you want to kind of get a little bit of a free trial, you can check that out. But here we are, right? getting the bounce off the value area high, 786 Fibonacci retracement. And yeah, I mean, listen, if we get the continuation here, let's check the higher time frames. Yeah, VWAP's starting to roll back to the upside here on the 10-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour starting to roll back up. Daily money flow crossover into the red. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, right? Like some of these alts, like especially XRP, oh yeah, look at that. And XRP hit the level 2. Let's go. Let's go. Unfortunately, I did not enter here just yet. But yeah, guys, like these levels were given on the live stream as well, as XRP's daily was looking very good here with that money flow crossover. I was hoping for a little bit of a retracement into some of these levels. Golden Pocket currently giving us a bit of a bounce here. But if we do continue down, I will be looking down towards that 786 Fibonacci retracement. Bear with me, guys. I got to turn on a fan. Let me turn on the fan real quick. It's getting quite hot in here. And shout out to Tony D. I'm not going to pull that up right now, but there was money on top of the fan. Money on top of the fan, guys. I'm just kidding. All right, so let me just, I'm kind of getting scattered here, but let's go back to Ondo real quick. So yeah, to be quite honest, Ondo's a little bit harder. Yeah, 4-hour looking for a potential green dot. I mean, listen, if you wind up putting this 4-hour bullish divergence in at that value area high, it's kind of exaggerated, right? It's not the cleanest divergence, to be quite honest with you. But if you do print that green dot, it could give you a continuation to the upside. I would be very, very careful around this zone here, around 97 cents, right? Because if the money flow on these higher time frames, yeah, it's actually looked a lot different on Ondo. I'll be honest, right? This isn't showing a big green wave about to cross into the red, right? This has just kind of been bing-bonging around. So I'll be honest, this doesn't look as bad as, the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day, the 4-day on, I guess it does. Yeah. So be careful, right? Because of this money flow, if we do get the bounce to the upside, you want to be able to at least clear this Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 zone to get the continuation up. If you do get that break, you could look up towards this macro value area low at about $1.11. But until then, right, like maybe these divs can give you a little bounce to the upside. Just be very, very careful around these this resistance zone right here. And I'll mark it out in purple for you guys so you can keep an eye on it and maybe mark it out yourselves if you want to take a screenshot, pause the video, take them all, take all the levels for your own chart. Do I think Bitcoin could go under 50K? Shout out to Ellie. Listen, I'm a trader. I am agnostic. It is an if this, then that statement for me, right? So in my own personal opinion, to be quite honest, in my opinion, anything can happen. Right now, there is no reason for me to be looking down to 40K. However, right, it's an if this, then that statement. I want to bring this up, guys. This is very important because trading gets very difficult, right? And, when we're getting this big dump to the downside and we were looking for a bounce, nobody thinks it's going to bounce, right? But then once it starts bouncing, it's like right up in here. Everyone thinks it's just going to go off and up forever. And when we originally got this dump, the original thought process, right, based off the 2-day money flow, right, and the VWAP coming down was, hey, guys, money flow's coming into the red. This dump could easily continue. But if we get this 2-day green dot, we could get a retracement to the upside. And then if we get the retracement, everyone goes, oh, my God, it's over. It's all over, right? Oh, my God, we're going back up. But if you pull your fibs, we just got this rejection right where you would expect it to happen at that 786. And this is literally what we were looking for. Now, it doesn't guarantee that we're just going to break down below 60K back to 51 to 52. But in hindsight, this could still just be a retracement. And I'll be honest, I probably lean a little less towards that now. But it's an if this, then that statement, right? So if we reject this 786, we break down, right, and we start losing that $61,000 value area low that we were looking at earlier today. Where is it? Bada boom, right? We start losing this value area low, and things aren't looking good. Money flow still coming out on the 2-day, 3-day red dot confirms, and we, at that point we have to set our eyes lower, because if it looks like we're going to reject here, which we oftentimes can call, we're going to be looking. We have to look down to that. There's no reason to not look for the lower support, right? So in that case, we have this. We looked at this in the market update today, right? We have that lower level. We start breaking this 61.5, 61.6 decisively. We simply look down to the next level where we have this naked value area between about 60 and 57.5, where that CME gap is sitting right here, and I talk about I very simply explained it in the little 7-minute market update that I dropped today. That's going to be the next key level. And in my opinion, if we want to see below 50K, like it's hard to say that like price is going to go below 50K when you're sitting at 65, right? But if we came down here and we didn't get a strong bounce off the high, we didn't get a strong bounce off the 786 POC, and we start losing this range, the next place that I would be willing to look is very simply put, down here to 51 to 52K, right? 51 to 52K. Where is it? Where the heck is it? Lower support. There we go. Right here. 51 to 52K, naked value area, macro golden pocket. Right? So it's hard for me to say that because even if we lose 55K and we come down to 51 to 52, we could get the strong bounce from there. Right? So it's very, very hard to just call for a break of 40K, break down to 40K, out of nowhere. There's no way to tell that, right? Like if someone's telling you like, hey, hold on, don't buy in because we're definitely going down to 40K, they're leading you down the wrong path. I promise you. There's no way they can possibly know that. As a full-time analyst and trader, there's no one who knows that. So, it's hard. People always say, should I hold off? Should I hold off to pick up more? It's very hard to say, especially in a bull market, guys. If the 4-year cycle is going to continuously repeat, right, which we have seen so far for the most part, like it's rhyming, right? These dip buys are very, very important. Not that you should buy every single dip, but when you get a 30% dip, a 25% dip, a 40% dip in the middle of a bull market, they're oftentimes, right, because here's that last halving. May of 2020 was that last halving. There were not many big pullbacks until we went up and to the right. Right? So, at that point, halving comes in. That would have been a dip buy. That would have been the last time you could have ever gotten a $9,000 Bitcoin. It never went back down there, right? And then you come up and a little spill down. That would have been a dip buy. That could have been a dip buy. Like you get some of these opportunities, right? This one was a little bit more significant, coming down about 33%. That would have been a dip buy, right? This was like a much bigger correction, 55%. That would have been a mega dip buy, but although we only came back up to the high. These are opportunities. These dips are likely opportunities, especially if this bull market is going to continue. And if we're not going to get some kind of black swan event, which I will be honest with you guys, is looking more and more likely as you watch the geopolitical landscape develop. We have an election, which is typically bullish for markets, but right before the election last time, something happened in 2020 that caused a huge dump in the markets, right? So unless we get a black swan or something, not impossible. If we're going to come down below 40, we'd probably need some kind of black swan, in my opinion. But I don't even pay attention to that, right? Because it's an if this, then that statement for me. And all those signals are typically on the chart before any of that stuff happens. Everybody wants to say like, oh, whatever it is, that bearish news dumped Bitcoin and that was the top. And it's like, no, not in my eyes, right? I'm not saying that news didn't have an effect on price, but, if you ask me, hey, Frankie, why did price dump at the top in 2021? Well, number one, massive, very, very clear monthly bearish divergence. This is why I was so confused on why so many people were just blindly calling for $100,000. But not only do you have the monthly bearish divergence, you also had the weekly bearish divergence with money flow coming out, the confirmation of the money flow coming out. And then it gave you one last time to get in on the short before the big dump. And this is like literally the first call I ever made. I talk about this all the time. That was the first call I ever made on my channel, and I got absolutely toasted because I said price was going to go down. And then I actually got DMs from people that said, I was so mad at you for telling me that was going to be the start of the bear market, but you saved me a ton of money. And I'm like, I'm just telling you what's on the chart. I'm not magical, right? I'm just doing the TA and, having the cojones to come out there and say what I'm seeing, right? But yeah, you ask me like, oh, was it a bearish news event here? Was it this? Was it Elon Musk tweet? Like whatever it is, right? Like just show me the charts and I'll tell you why it dumped. And I'm not saying the news doesn't move the price, right? But oftentimes, when you see these dumps, it's like, oh my God, really bearish news event. And it's like, yeah, we also came up to a certain Fibonacci retracement with bearish divergences, money flow coming out. There's always a reason for the dump, technically, in my opinion. And it's worked out very, very well for me. So, people say TA doesn't work. I actually just said this in the premium Discord. Earlier today, we were talking about watching this SFP level in the premium. And what happened? I came off that tutorial. I looked at the chart and bing bong, tapped the SFP with a beautiful bounce to the upside. And I literally just put in the Discord and they say TA is astrology for crypto bros. Explain this. It's not a once in a lifetime thing. It happens all the time. And it's at 100%, absolutely not. But it's always a game of probability, right? The idea is not to find a strategy that hits 100% of the time. You're not looking for your strategy to, this is a big mistake. You're not looking for your strategy to tell you when price is going to move. You are using your strategy that hits a certain percentage of the time, and you're just following those rules to be profitable over a long period of time. It's not that, oh, when I see this, it's definitely going to go up. You just know that 8 out of 10 times, 5 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, when you see this stuff happen, price does this, right? And then you can kind of gauge the probabilities there, set up your risk management, and then just follow those rules. And over time, you're going to lose trades. You might have a bad week. You might even have a bad month. You might have a bad year, right? But over time, as long as your strategy is profitable, over time, you will come out on top. Even if you have a red week, a red day, a red month. Over time, you could have 2 red months in a row, and then the rest of the year is green. You could have a green, red, green, red, green, 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 right? It's all about profitability over a long period of time, not finding a strategy that is going to tell you exactly where price is going to go every time. Simply not how the market works. And the sooner you understand that, the more money you'll make in the market. It sounds counterintuitive, but it is the truth. It's how it works, right? It's all the non-sexy things that make you the money. It's the risk management. It's the mindset. It's the discipline. It's the taking profits. It's the setting your stop loss. It's not the, oh, look, this indicator is 100% accurate, or, oh, this strategy is 100% accurate. That's not what it is at all. That's not what makes you profitable, I promise you. Ask any real trader. They'll tell you the same thing. You have to have a good strategy, right? The better the strategy, the better is good, right? But that is not what makes a profitable trader. I was using very similar strategies. Well, not really. I was using much different strategies. But when I first started trading, I was a big pattern guy, and I was a big breakout trader. I lost money every time. There's people out there that are profitable breakout traders and profitable pattern traders. It just didn't work for me, right? So I was using good strategies, but still losing money. Why is that? It's because I didn't know how to manage the trade. I didn't have the discipline to take profit. I didn't have the discipline to set a stop loss, and I was gambling, right? Doesn't matter how good the strategy was. It would get me a good entry, and I would just hold it till it went to 0, right? So there you go. It's the non-sexy things that'll make you profitable. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in here. CME gap looking juicy. Let's go. All right, let's see. It took me years to understand the news isn't the only catalyst. The longer I stayed on the charts, the more I agree that price will be at significant areas when the news event happens. It is crazy, to be honest. Yeah, shout out to You Grow, I Grow. I think people get mad at TA because it takes a lot to understand it, right? And it looks really complicated, and I think it's like, it doesn't really instantly click with a lot of people, so they just like, it doesn't work because they can't do it, right? But they could do it. Little do they know, it's not as complicated as it seems. They probably could do it, but it's just another thing they have to learn, so they're just like, just listen to I like looking at the news, I'm just going to do that, so I'm going to say that doesn't work. News, sure. If we got a news of some crazy thing, maybe WW3, maybe some crazy presidential thing that could easily affect the market out of nowhere, right? I'm not going to say the news doesn't move the market. I'm just going to say before that news happens, almost every single time, there is a shocking signal on the chart that calls it way before the news comes out. Can we do it before we jump back into the alts? Do it real quick. Come back to 2020. Let's see. So where are we? 2020. Let's come up to, let's see the weekly here. Probably not going to be much of a signal if I had to guess. You had a weekly. You did have a weekly bear dip, technically, to the bodies of your candles. Higher highs, lower highs. Right now, that's not enough for me to just short it to 0, right? But let's come to the daily, right? Go to 2020. Let's see. Well, right? You have your price action coming up. Momentum coming out. Money flow also on the way to the downside. Right? So this could have been a potential short for you. Right? Money flow goes into the red. You expect another move down. Right? So this is actually all pretty natural. Right? And I'll be honest with you. You could probably even find a much better signal. But bearish divergence on the daily. Right? Money flow coming out. That would have been, and that's all kind of textbook. Right? But what happens shortly after that, right? Money flow comes back into the green for a second, and then a big nuke to the floor, right? But if you took a short here and you were holding it, right, you would have caught that whole move down, right? And even if you go more locally here, yeah, same thing. Higher highs, bearish divergence, money flow leaks to the downside, boom, there's your big drop. Right, so, even the 4-hour, right? I can almost guarantee, if I had to guess, I could be wrong. This is just a random guess. I bet you there's a pretty clean bearish divergence here on the 4-hour right before the dump. Don't make me a liar. Don't make me a liar. There it is. Can't make it up. right? It's all a scam, guys. It's all made up. Money is fake. All this stuff is orchestrated. I'm just kidding, YouTube. I'm just joking. It's not true. I don't actually believe that. Anyway, but yeah, higher highs on your price action, lower highs, and this is very basic stuff, right? This is like at first glance, right? Bearish divergence. Like if I were looking at the price right here, if I were just let me do some TA. Okay, cool. All right, well, it's a bear div on the 4 hour. This actually looks pretty nice. This looks nice for a short. Money flow's kind of coming back up, but hey, right? Look for the short, bearish divergence, money flow coming out. Okay, cool, playing out. Oh, okay, nice. Keep it going. Money flow deep in the red. Come on. And then your friends start saying, oh my God, did you hear? Did you hear what's going on? Oh my God, did you hear that crazy thing that came out? And everybody's coughing and sneezing, and they said they're gonna lock us in our houses. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And they're like, oh my God, did you see the news? Bitcoin's dumping off the news. And it's like, dude, I took a short off a 4 hour bear div, and you probably had 75 other opportunities to take shorts here, right? So take that for what it's worth, guys. Take that. I can't tell you how many times someone comes up and goes, did you see this person tweeted? Did you see this happened in the news? Now Bitcoin's dumping. And I'm like, I'm short off a bearish absorption into a golden pocket. I'm like, I'm already short. And then that news just brings you back down further. And again, I'm not saying the news doesn't move the chart. I'm just saying, show me the chart. I'll tell you the news. It's literally happened to me. But anyway, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yeah. Shout out to Crypto Cookie. Yeah, we almost had a black swan there. He's bullish on crypto too. Trump is bullish on crypto, which is interesting. I'm not a politics guy, so don't take this anywhere personally. For me, politics is like, does anyone really have our best interests at heart? Who knows? So they just want to tell. In my opinion, politicians typically just want to tell you what everyone wants to hear. But hey, I'll tell you, you might as well tell me what I want to hear than tell me not what I want to hear, right? But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. We took a look at Ondo, we took a look at ETH, we took a look at Solana, we took a look at let's take a look at Caspa. Even though Retro Mike Tech thinks it's a scam. I don't think he thinks it's a scam. I just think he thinks it's trash. That's a difference. All right, let's see here. Yeah, maybe this thing is a scam. This thing just doesn't go down. But anyway, Caspa, new all-time highs. Am I still in bar replay mode? What is going on? Caspa just at new all-time highs right now? Am I looking at the right chart? What is going on here? Yeah. All right. New all-time high for Caspa today. No, was this today? Yeah. New all-time high for Caspa today. Unbelievable. This is crazy. Happy to be a Caspa owner. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, let's take a look here. I'm going to pull up the live stream chart. Let's see. We haven't taken a look at Caspa in quite some time. All right. We got the tap on the. Okay. Get rid of the golden pocket. We did not tap that. Get rid of this blue. Whoops. Get rid of this blue box. Weekly naked point of control still in play there. I mean, hey, there's your value area. Low, high, low, and you are looking for the breakout here. Or, you already got the breakout. Money flow back in the green here on the 4-day. 3-day looking to roll over just a bit. Daily looking to roll over. So, yeah. I'll be honest, this is low-key a little bit hard to pull some ranges on. It's just kind of like wonked out, right? You got a little range here. So you got something like this. Whoops. Yeah, we're on 100% value area. Let me change that to 70. Yeah, so, this is kind of the only other value area I could look at other than the one that's already on the chart. Let's get a boom. Boom, boom. So, yeah, if we do come back down, this value area high, shout out to Derelict. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So if we do come back down, this would kind of be a key level. You have a value area high POC confluence. Come on. So, yeah, kind of hard to say if we'll come back down just like, at the moment. No 4-hour bear div. I don't know. This thing kind of looks pumpy, to be honest with you. Hey, shout out to Captain. Thank you for that super chat. Said just cuz. Thank you so much, Cap. I appreciate you. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any super chats here real quick, guys. Let's see. Shout out to Captain. Said, thank you to the community for all the super chats for the mods. Y'all are amazing, and I love each and every single one of you. And Cap told me she did buy the dip with that money. So shout out to Captain. Glad that the Mafia was able to help you out with that. And I guess us too. I guess kind of, but it was really mostly the Mafia. But yeah, shout out to Cap. Let's see. Tony D said that was perfect. I don't remember what that was for, but I'll take it. I'll pretend you're talking about I don't know, something I did. Let's see. Shout out to Creighton C says, or I say, thank you for the super chat. He says Mike is heavy invested into CAS, but he hates investing in it. Duality of man. He cries when he buys more, looks at Litecoin, his one love, with a disappointed look, then buys more CAS. It's tragic. I kind of feel like that when I buy all coins that aren't XRP. I'm just like, you were my first love. XRP was Litecoin and XRP were. I don't know which one I bought first. Litecoin and XRP were the first. I think it was Litecoin was the first thing I ever bought. XRP was like the second alt I ever bought. The glory days. I'm just kidding. These are definitely the glory days compared to then. All I did was lose money back then. Not really, but I definitely lost more money than I lose now. That is for sure. But anyway, let's see. Actually made money on my investments. Lost money trading back then, though, in 2016. Well, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's continue. So I actually want to take a different kind of approach here to Caspa. I'm actually going to clear all these value areas. And I'm going to pull a fib. It's so hard. It's like this is such a wonked out, kind of formation here. Yeah, it's very hard, right? Like the only thing I can kind of pull here is like a full value area, which I guess it doesn't look that horrible. Yeah, I guess you could kind of look at this. Like you're deviated above the volume profile. Let me pull a fib here. I'll get you the next targets to the upside. Okay, there it is. We're approaching it right now. I actually think we have these levels on another chart. Your next level, in my opinion, if you continue up, is going to be sitting here between 20 and 22 cents. 24 cents lingering just above that. If you break that, probably looking up towards the 30s where you have your next major zone of resistance based off the Fibonacci extension levels. So I will give you that, right? I'm actually going to go ahead and I will get rid of the 618 and the 65. But actually get rid of the 786 as well. But yeah, these are kind of the next levels, right? 21, 22, 24, 30, and 33 cents if this thing just goes off on a moon mission. If it doesn't, right, and it comes back down, POC value area high here is going to be your next support levels or major support levels. Obviously, you're going to have some local levels in there as well. And let me pull up some weekly naked points of controls and see if I could find anything here for you guys. Yeah, so let me mark these out real quick. NPOC 1. Right about there. And then NPOC 2 right about there. Okay. So there you go. And let me see if there's any monthlies. Yeah, you got a monthly MPOC there as well. Bada boom. Okay. And let's just check the dailies for fun. I'll mark out this one daily. All these are kind of confluent, so I won't mark those out. There's your DNPOC. Hide it up. And there you go, right? You almost tap that to the dollar. So this is technically not tapped, but it could be tapped. Bullish hammer candle, yeah. So if you continue up, those are the prices I'd be looking at. Here's some support levels on the way down. Feel free to screenshot those. And then don't forget, this macro value area is obviously something you want to watch as well in case you get a bigger move to the downside. You lose that value area high. You then have that kind of roadmap to where price is likely to go next. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Gen Z. I don't know, man. What comes first? I don't want to say it out here. I don't want to get like shadow banned or anything. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a hard. That is. Hey, shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It, or Kusi Can, as I like to call him. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. Okay, shout out to Crypto Knight. Let's go ahead and check out Doge for you. I see your pain in the chat, my friend. I see your pain in the chat. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I mean, guys, baby. Do not miss these live streams, people. Do not list Mafia. The levels are respected. The levels are respected. Yeah, I mean, here it is, right? You know, if you get the bounce off the daily naked point of control, previous value area highs is kind of similar to Ondo, right? Ondo came down, bounced off the value area high. We're kind of in this situation with Ondo right here. But if we were to continue up here, what are you looking to do? You have your area of balance, right? Price area of balance. Then you get imbalance to the downside. Price is going to seek out that previous area of balance. In this case, when you're going from the high to the low, right, when you're coming from higher prices to lower prices and you have a naked value area underneath you, that value area high is key support until you flip it to resistance. And then once you flip it to resistance, that's where it gives you the kind of thought process of like, hey, now we're going to probably go to the POC. If we lose the POC, probably going down to the value area low, right? Should mark out that POC to make it a little bit more visible. So what happened here, we actually got the nice bounce off the value area high, and then where are you expecting price to go? It's going to seek balance. Where's that balance? It's right here, right on that previous value area. And that just like this value area high is key support until proven otherwise, this value area low is key resistance, which it wound up being until proven otherwise. You flip that to support, look for the POC, look for the value area high, and then honestly, this level is a macro value area low right on top of us, and that level is actually the real key level you want to break above, right? You really want to break above this high because this is the larger volume profile, bringing you up to 26 and 42 cents. So if you flip that 17, 18 cent value area low, which is in confluence with this value area high, if you're able to flip that level, this is where you can look for like the much bigger move up for Dogecoin, right? So keep that in mind. That is what I'd be looking at on Doge. Let me just pull up some indicators here real quick. 16-hour, yeah, VWAP's coming up. We may be able to see, maybe we get a little bit of a rebound tomorrow. Definitely a bullish 12-hour candle there. Bullish hammer. Let's check the daily. Yeah, daily could close pretty bullishly. It's like an SFP of the range lows. I mean, this is honestly, even on Bitcoin, this is like kind of what we were looking for, right? Looking for, if we slip those lows, look for the SFP. If we lose it, going down to the lower value areas at 61K. Right? That's what we were looking at yesterday, and we got that SFP. But, yeah, on Doge, I mean, maybe we get a little recovery here. VWAP coming up, but look at your money flow. This is indicative of a continued downtrend, at least on the 8-hour, right? So if we come up, little bada boom, little bada bing, right? Be careful, because if that money flow is going to come out, that green dot could give us an ever flow to the upside to potentially put those lower highs in and continue down. Keep that in mind. So there you go, right? It's just a game of hunting out value. Right? That's why I love the volume profiles, because it's like bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. And then as you're bing bong in here, you could find those previous areas of balance and say, hey, I'm shorting at the highs, longing at the lows with confirmations, obviously. But if price gets imbalanced to the downside, I at least know where price is likely to hunt out, right? And if I'm short from up here, I can look at that as a TP level, right? Or a target. So there you go. Again, 17 to 18 cents is going to be that key level to get back above. So yeah, maybe we get a little, money flow on the 8-hour pointing towards short-term retracements before more downside. Other time frames not looking as bad, right? Like people see this green candle, and I'm not saying we can't come higher and money flow can't fake back up to the upside. It's obviously a possibility, but people see these green candles and they just think it's all over. They just think, okay, that's it. We're going up forever now, right? It's pretty funny. Right, it's pretty funny how quick sentiment can change, right? Especially with that, it's wild. This 53K dump, right? Everyone up and to the right forever. Frankie, why are you looking for shorts? You're crazy. We're in a bull market. We're hitting resistance. We're gonna break out, and we get a big move down, right? And to be honest, like we front ran the level I was looking at like 52, 50, 53K even down to 51 to 52. We actually didn't get all the way down there. But people were saying, Frankie, how could you be looking in the low 50s, man? We're in a bull market. Get down to that 53K level, and then we come up. Everyone's like, oh my God, we're pumping forever. And if we continue down here to the back to the bottom of this range, everyone's probably going to be like, oh my God, it's all over, right? It's crazy how fast sentiment can shift. Or just how emotionally it can shift. Pretty wild. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream, hanging out with us on this beautiful Thursday night, which I thought was Wednesday. But yeah, guys, we got that SFP. We got the bounce. Just be careful. Medium hourly time frame is still a little bit suspicious. So, it's not just going to be up and to the right forever. But this little retracement could continue. But now you guys have all those key levels of that local range. Once we get to 67K, that is critical resistance. But really 67 up to about 68.4, 68.5 is kind of where I'm looking at just within this local volume profile. To potentially see where price is going to go next, right? So I'm using this local volume profile for the scalps, and then the larger volume profiles for the longer term trades, right? Bada boom. Or I should pull up the main range. There you go, right? Value area low, PLC, flip the PLC, go to the high. If we can't get back above the PLC, probably back down to the low, start losing the low. We have all the key levels that we talked about earlier. If you missed them, go ahead and check the beginning of the stream, or just check out that market update that we dropped earlier today. It's way shorter and more organized. If you missed all this information for the lower levels, just click that market update. It's about 7 minutes. It'll give you everything you need to know. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got Vito in the chat. What is going on? Bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Shout out to Minaj. Shout out to D. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Gen Z. Koozie Can. Bump It. Creighton C, shout out to Creighton. Crypto Babyface, thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys for allowing me to come up here and do what I love every single day with the best people on the internet. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. Dave Digital in the chat. Dave, call this Secret Service on Tony D. He just rickrolled me in the Discord. I don't know if you saw it, but Dave, we got to lock this guy up. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving it energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
You guys are going to be out of stock for 2 months. Listen, I need this chair. I don't think you understand. It's not just a chair. It's part of a show. It's not. I keep sinking down. I need the chair like soon. 2 months is the fastest. All right, fine. I'll go somewhere else. I'll get a Lamborghini chair. I don't want the McLaren chair anymore. Well, that's fine. Lamborghini works faster. I'm sorry. What do you mean Lamborghini doesn't make the chair? They just stitch the name into the... Hello? Man, some people be so mad sometimes. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to get a chair here, guys. It's actually, there's a worldwide chair shortage. So the McLaren chair is not going to happen, guys. We're going to have to go for the Secret Labs Lambo chair. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Hey, okay, let it be known. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.